What is up, guys? We are back this time for a live stream on Any Action Sportscast, and we have a very special guest, man. It's my homie, one of my day ones, a guy that I love talking about with fights, every single week. We have Aries from the Keep It a Buck podcast, bro. Thanks for your time, man. What up?
What's up, Effie? Thank you, man, for having me on. We haven't done a episode talk fights in a while, so it's always good to be on talk fights with you, and yeah, always good chopping it up, bro.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. I'm super pumped for the stream. We got a pretty nice card, and I know you've actually been on fire lately, and I'm on a 2-week losing streak, so that's why I kind of called you up. I was like, yo, bro, I need your help, dude. I need some bets. I need some winners. So I know you've been doing that, so you gotta stay hot, bro.
Yeah, dude. I'm 22-1 in my picks in the last two cards, and I've made like a little over $800 last two cards. So
Woo,
it's
dang,
been
dude.
nice, man. It's been a crazy week for betting and a good one for me.
Yeah, man, it's awesome because I've seen you go from like not even gambling in the UFC to like straight up being like a pro, So that's super dope. But that's crazy. You had Klein, you had Ludovic Klein, bro.
Yeah, I picked Klein. I
That's
know everyone
crazy.
was very, very high on Bahamondes. Um, I don't know. Bahamondes is okay to me. I'm not too high on him. I know his striking is really, really good, but I thought Klein could do better work closing distance and landing kind of better shots. So I took him. And I put him on a parlay with Cody Durden, a two-piece parlay right there.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice, dude.
that shit scared the hell out of me. That
I
that
know
one
you
that
were
one
sweating in the second round on that one. Bro, that arm bar was so nasty.
Yeah, bro. Especially with the stomach down and like, yeah, I thought it was done. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it, man.
Dude, I had fight starts round 3, and I was like, oh, this lost. Dude, and my homie had Durden money line. He went big on him, $200 on Durden. And
Oh,
so he
nice.
was texting me like, "Oh, it's in." I was like, "I don't know how he didn't tap, bro." It's funny. I've made a couple friends that don't watch UFC, don't know anything about UFC, like straight up fans now. Like they watch prelims to the end. Like it's kind of sick to see them get into the UFC.
I know, like winning is great, right? And like, always had joy in like picking the right picks for the fights, but like winning your bets is 100 times better than picking the right fighters. Like, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah,
So
especially because I mean, you said you parlayed 2 dogs there. That's crazy.
yeah,
Like usually
I
you don't
probably
see that.
so I had those two dogs on a parlay, and then I had Jacoby
Oh,
and Harris on one parlay for. So I had two different underdog parlays.
dude, how about that? Harris's win was
Oh,
that was crazy, bro. Like that's
another
why I
one,
love
bro.
the UFC. Like
Another one.
yeah, right. You're like, oh hell, it's just your night, bro. Hell, I love when you get the bounces going your way. Like you could tell, like, yo, I got it. I got the juice right now. That's how you feel.
Especially when people come to you for like advice and who to
Oh
bet
yeah,
for, and they make money as well. Also a great feeling. So
well, it gets pretty nervous when someone tells me, yo, I went X amount of money on this person. I'm like, yo, I didn't say bet that much, dog. Like I thought the person's gonna win, but yeah, it's funny. Really quick, I'll tell a story. I had a homie win on the first fight of the night. I think it was Almabayev. Yeah, he had gone big on him, and this dude does nothing about UFC, like jack nothing, dude. Like same with you, I'm sure. Like he'll hit you up, like, hey, who I should bet,
mm.
and he rolled it over into Bahamudez. Klein goes the distance, and when he texted me that, I was like,
Oh,
why the hell would you know? I was like, bro, that's probably not going to go. And then, dude, sure enough, it goes, and the Swole wins money. I'm like, this guy, like, why do we even research? Why do we even watch tape? Like,
yeah, bro. And then just like UFC 291, I had Medic and Derek Lewis on a parlay too.
oh my god,
Holy
really,
shit, son.
really.
Oh man, I was so happy.
Oh man, I had Semmelsberger like everyone else in the world did.
Hmm.
Uh, and in the arena, you can tell like it's so funny being in the arena because I've been to events whatever, but now with gambling, like everyone's gambling. You could clearly tell they all had Maverick, they all had the under. Like who cares about Maverick? No one cares about Brandon Maverick. They just wanted it like their bets to hit. You can tell they all parlayed her. But then when Semmelsberger was the same thing, he was like doing one little thing good. Oh, kind of crazy, right? Um, and he drops him obviously a couple times. And I'm sitting there like, dude, let's go, we're looking good. Yeah, dude. And then he gets finished. That elbow though, like I don't blame him. That landed like flush, dude. Like, he got rocked. And then dude, Derek Lewis, like the whole arena's going crazy. And I'm sitting there like, I had Delima. Delima was my biggest bet of the night, dude. Oh man,
Bro,
I'm so bad.
I started DeLima, and then it got to Thursday, and I was like, I just can't ignore Derek Lewis's power. Like I can't ignore it.
Mhm.
So yeah, I just went with it. Went with my gut. Put some money on it. Yeah, it
when
paid off in
when
a big way.
when he showed up with abs, I was like, oh no, he wasn't joking. Well, we'll get right into the card, man. We got like 13 fights. The very first fight of the night is a women's MMA fight, man. I know a lot of people complain, but I actually like both girls' fights on this card. We have Juliana Miller versus Luana Santos. Santos minus 150, Juliana Miller plus 130. Who you got, bro?
Dude, I'm taking the underdog here.
Oh, okay.
I know. This is a fight I kind of went back and forth on. I know we've seen Juliana Miller look terrible on the feet. She looks like a Juliana Pena Jr. But with worse, ground game. But um, I think Miller learns her lesson from her Hardy loss. I think she is the bigger fighter in this, and I think she's going to use her size. And watching tape on Luana Santos, um, she gives up her back, and there were some spots on the ground where I didn't like Santos, and I think Miller could capitalize and maybe get a submission. So I'm going Miller to have a good day on the ground. So I'm going the underdog here.
Dang, man. Right away, we're going head to
Yeah,
head,
brother.
opposite. I haven't bet this, and I'm actually thinking about it. I just want to watch the line a little closer. But yeah, obviously, I'm going with Santos. And dude, I feel you though, because like, I don't know what happened with Miller. Because I mean, she's looked, not great before, but she's never looked that bad. Like, right when the fight started, she looked so flat. Her feet were flat. Her movement was terrible. Her striking was terrible. Her shoulders were super square. Hands were low. It was just slow. I think that was in London, and so I'm just kind of assuming
Yeah.
some jet lag had to have played a factor there. I like, if that was in America, I really don't think that she would look that bad in that fight, and it'd probably be a closer fight. But I think that Santos has the striking, definitely, and definitely the speed to land quicker on Miller. And I really don't like Miller's striking defense, even though she does throw back with some power. She throws crazy long hooks, and yeah, the grappling is a big X factor here. Miller is going to be super, super active off her back. She does have those good submissions, but I was kind of surprised to see she's only an inch taller than Santos. I figured she'd be way, way taller because Santos doesn't look that big of a fighter, But yeah, man, I think that she's gonna be able to stay safe in the guard and then eventually take down Miller whenever she wants. I know she did give up her back 3 times in that fight that she lost to that Bishop girl, but she was rocking that girl. Like that was a good fight. That was actually an exciting fight for a women's fight. So I don't really hold that loss. That was a good fight. So give me
yeah. Oh, sorry.
no, yeah, Santos decision via control time more like grab. Like I think she'll be safe on the mat.
And I know, Miller. I give her a lot of shit, but like she's very, very tough. I think she's durable enough to, take some shots, close distance, and use her size to kind of get this to the ground and make it an interesting fight on the mat. So
Yeah, it's gonna be good. She definitely needs to bounce back because she looked so bad, dog. Like she looked horrible.
it was bad, bro.
It's just like I was just watching it and I was like, either this has to be a fluke or this girl is like the worst fighter to be in the UFC. Like, what's going on here? There's a few of those fighters on this card. Up next,
I'm glad I picked Hardy in that spot though. Probably one of my favorite underdogs picks of the year so far. I'm not gonna go lie.
Dude, it was funny to see Dan in the corner. Like he was pretty much fighting for her. He's like telling her everything what to do. Like he might as well been playing like UFC 4, like telling her what to do. It was so funny. And then kind of like, I didn't bet Miller because she was a huge favorite, but like if you would have bet, it would be like, oh damn, like I'm definitely not gonna win now because this dude's in there like telling her what's going on and shit. Like, but that was funny. Yeah, like shout out to them. That was a power couple right there. That's like a cheating. He has like a tape study, like a whole new coach in your corner, like, and like that's your husband or whatever. It's like
probably one of my favorite minds in the MMA world, probably.
Yeah, I wish he was with the UFC still. I kind of miss him. Yeah, the next fight, bantamweight fight, short notice fight for one of the fighters. Damon Blackshear was supposed to fight Brady Heastand, but now he's fighting Jose Johnson. I'll start it off here. I didn't really get to watch much of Jose. It was kind of late. I had to film my episode yesterday, and I was a guest on a homie show the day before. But I like his striking, man. Super tall. I mean, 6-foot bantamweight. You really don't see that ever. But to me, if you're that tall, dude, like the defensive grappling is a little suspect here from Johnson. And I really like the grappling from Blackshear. Minus 275. Or no, sorry. I don't even know what the odds are. I'm pretty sure he's around minus 200. So that's a little bit more fair. But I think he wins via decision and control time. And I think he's gonna get him down. Because if you're fighting someone, bro, if you're sparring someone, like it's just so uncomfortable when someone's that big. Like I don't care who you are. Like it's like just like when Aljo fights Sean, he's gonna be like, "Oh, you know what? Screw this. I'm gonna shoot." So yeah, if Jose can sprawl and brawl, he'd be a live dog. But I'm going with Damon, the guy not on short notice. I respect his game.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you on this one. I'm taking Blackshear, I think, pretty easily as well. Watching that contender fight with Jose Johnson, yeah, he outstruck his opponent, but I think everything else in that fight, I was not impressed with Jose Johnson at all. Yeah, I think this is an easy win for Blackshear, actually. So
nice. I feel like a lot of people are gonna be betting him and parlaying him like big time. You know.
Yeah, I can see that, and I'm not mad at it at all.
We have Zach Singleton. What up, bro? He says Blackshear by sub, and I can honestly see it definitely, especially early. It's just one of those things where I expect Jose to just go for broke, you know, on short notice. Like, and he definitely probably can't grapple with this guy for 15 minutes, so might as well just shoot your shot. He's probably gonna duck under and take him down pretty quick, huh?
I think so. Like again, Jose Johnson looked good on the feet in that fight, which I expected him to, but everything else, I was just not impressed with this guy at all. So, yeah, I think Blackshear should have an easy night in the office.
All right, so the next fight will be a women's strawweight fight. We have Monster Rat, yeah, that's her real name, Ruiz, versus Jacqueline Amorim, bro. I'll let you start this one off. What do you got?
The tat on the neck looked like a badass, but I'm not going to take her. I'm going to go Amorim. I like what I saw on the feet, and I love her ground game, her BJJ on the ground. What's the other girl's name? The Mexican girl?
Monster Rat Ruiz.
Yeah. Good wrestling, but with the reach advantage for on the other side of her opponent, I think she's going to have a very tough night trying to close distance on this. I think Amorim has. I'm not saying an easy night, but I think she's going to, have her way for the most part in this matchup.
Yeah, I figure she should be able to win every single area of this fight. I mean, even the wrestling, like the one area where Monster Rat probably has an advantage is the wrestling, but that leads to what Amorim's like the best at is her jiu-jitsu. So it's like really bad. And then on the feet, like you said, like she's gonna be way taller and longer. I think, they might be the same height, but she has a huge reach advantage here. Yeah, so the size should definitely be going to this Brazilian Amorim chick. But that adrenaline dump in her last fight, bro, it was like that's top 3 worst I've ever seen. Like I've seen people look tired like after one round, but she looked dead. Like, you ready to fight? Ready to fight? Round 2 starts, and I think she throws like 1 or 2 punches, and then she just pulls guard. She's like, "Oh, F this! Like, what up? Like, come here!" And then she had no chance. But I'm just gonna chalk it up to UFC jitters. And she probably should have submitted that girl in that first round. Sam Hughes cheated. We talked about before we got on the show. Like, she was grabbing the gloves, hooking the hands. Which respect to Hughes, like you gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah, I agree with you, and I think the jiu-jitsu here from Amorim was just another level. And the striking is really not that good for Ruiz. And even the wrestling, how she had an arm through Cheyenne Vlismus like 3 times and just held her there. Like Vlismus got up, like she got up like 3 times. Like she got dominated, don't get me wrong, for like 4 minutes, 3 minutes at a time. But there was towards the end of rounds, she was getting up, which is so crazy to me. You would think you'd be able to finish the fight from that position more than once, right? So I mean, I get sure wrestling's good. She's a national champion wrestler. But that, against a jiu-jitsu person, you really have to go for the top control. And I think that she's going to make a mistake. Either she might be in guard, she might be on top side control. I think that Amorim gets her from bottom. So give me a finish here. Amorim sub. I'm going to have to go round 1 because round 2, we just never seen it. We never seen it.
I love the finish on the Amorim side. But, yeah, she has really, really good, like, straight punches as well. I think it's going to be a problem for Monster Rat to kind of get in close and do her thing. So yeah, I just think it's gonna be she's gonna have her way, every way of this in this fight. So
yeah, I agree. I might have to get to the window on that one. Up next, because I only have 1 bet so far, bro. We'll talk about it later, but I'm trying to keep it like I need to win, so I'm keeping my bets close until later in the week. So that's why I'm happy to have you on. So give me the next fight. We have a sloppy heavyweight fight. 2 future champions, in my opinion. Now I'm playing. Maybe the PFL or something. But we have Josh Parisian taking on Martin Boudet. And I'll start this one off, man. I'm going Boudet. I believe he's around minus 240 now. A little bit money coming in on him. And I actually might bet on this guy. I might bet 1.2 units to 2.5 unit here. Because I think Josh Parisian is legit, bro. Bottom 3 fighters, or at least heavyweights in the UFC, dude. Okay, jab, okay, boxing combinations, but no kicks and definitely no wrestling, dude. When Dontel Mays humped him on the mat like that with the cup shots, I feel like if that were to happen to me, bro, like I would just put my gloves down, put the pads down, and never ever hit pads again or spar. I would just wrestle every single day until my next fight. Like that could never happen to me ever again. Like, what are we doing? But Marmuday doesn't wrestle. This dude's a clinch fighter, super boring heavyweight with decent power. I just think he's way better. I think Marmuday is way better in every area in this fight, especially the clinch. But we've seen him not use the clinch, which is mind blowing to me. In that Brzeski fight that he should have lost a couple fights ago. But yeah, man, give me Boudet. And bro, how is this guy Parisian still in the UFC, dog?
Facts, bro. And I was just like looking at his record, and I thought there was going to be more losses, but kind of inconsistent with his wins and losses in the UFC. I'm actually surprised, and I feel bad for the people that he's beaten because ain't no way anyone should lose this guy. I'm just saying he's that bad, and I hate calling these fighters bad because I'm not a fighter and I'm just a couch coach. So, but yeah, I'm gonna take Boudet. Yeah, man, no one should be that high on Josh Parisian at all. So.
Dude, if you look at who Parisian was beating on the regional scene, dude, 4-11, 4-4, 8-10. Like, what is going on, dude? But we have the homie Zach in the chat. He's picking Josh Parisian, and he's saying that Martin Boudet is the parlay buster this week. There's always one, bro. There's always one person that everyone is like, oh yeah, that fight's gonna go this way. Like, oh, of course. And then they lose, and people lose their money. So, dang, that's a bold. I don't think I've heard one person pick. Yeah, talk to him.
Okay.
I don't think I've seen one person pick Parisian. That might be the only soul on earth, other than his friends and team, that is going with Josh. That's crazy. I respect it though. You gotta go with your gut. Always,
yeah, like,
you can never like let people think for you, bro. Always go with your gut for sure. Oh, dude, this next fight's gonna be a really good fight. I'm super excited to see how this one plays out. Francis Marshall versus Isaac Dalgarian. So right now, Marshall 2-1 favorite, -200. Isaac Dalgarian +155. Who you got?
I've been a Francis Marshall fan, but I'm going to go the underdog here. And it's crazy, right? I'm shooting in the dark here. I know this guy has finished all of his fights in the regional scene or whatever. I think he's won his fights how he's supposed to be. He's made it look easy, and that's what you want to see from a fighter going up and going and making his debut in the UFC. I think you're supposed to see that a fighter doing that, what he's doing, and Francis Marshall, I like the skill set, but there are things in his game where I'm like, I don't know. Especially in his last fight with Gomes.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. This is another fight that was calling my name with the underdog here.
Oh, okay.
Because playing with my mind, and I gave in, and I'm going the underdog.
Nice, dude. We're going head to head again here. I'm going with Fire Marshall here. But dude, like you said, when someone's just finishing everybody, like on the regional scene, like this dude has 5 wins and you can watch them all in like 5 minutes on your way to work. It's not like his fault. Like he's treating them how he's supposed to. So like I get it where it's like, oh, like you have doubts. Because obviously, like a guy just dominating with his pace is kind of insane. The rest of the ground and pound is insane. The wrestling, state champion wrestler, college wrestler, this dude can definitely wrestle. But I'm just not there on his striking because we haven't seen it. Like it's not his fault. He's crushing these cans. Whereas Fire Marshall, I do agree with you, and that's why I'm not betting him or parlaying him. But I would pick him. But dude, I don't know what happened in his last fight against Gomi. Dude, Gomi is awkward and tall.
Bro.
He has that weird striking, kind of like a little bit sideways, like Wonderboy a little bit. But he just didn't throw. Like he just didn't fight. Like he just didn't fight at all. That was super, super weird to see because I actually think he's a good fighter. I think he's well rounded. So it is a reason I said I was interested in this fight because I want to see if this goes past 1.5, what it looks like. If Dalgarian looks good in that second and third round, and it's tough because if his wrestling really is that good and he really is that dude with the wrestling, then he probably dominates this fight, like and gets a decision, or eventually finishes on the mat. But I'm gonna go with Francis Marshall, sprawl and brawl, baby. Not parlaying it, not betting it, but a close fight.
Yeah, this might be a good live betting situation, maybe. Just see what the things look like if it goes past that, starts the second round or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But again, this is very unknown, but I think people kind of look at that, all of his fast finishes, all of his finishes in the first round as like a bad thing. But again, you're supposed to be doing this to this level of competition and moving that his way up now. So we're gonna see if he's the real deal. And I'm taking a shot in the dark here, and I'm going underdog. So
yeah, Zach's with you, bro. The homie Zach in the chat. You and him are
hey,
linking
there
up,
we
bro.
go.
We're
There
linking
we
up.
go.
That's funny.
So good.
Okay, like I can see it. Diesel says, "Can you make download available? I'll catch it at work." I have no idea what that even means, but that's what's up, dude. Try to watch when you can, bro. Hell yeah, that's tight. That's what's up, bro. This next, come on, Brippin. This next fight,
Yes. Oh yes.
this next fight. I don't know what's going on here, dude. So we had T-Rex, Terrence McKinney taking on Mike Breeden on short notice. McKinney's money line's been holding steady around minus 290-ish, 285-ish, and then Breeden coming in plus 225. I'm gonna go here first. I got Terrence McKinney first round finish. Not nothing crazy. Not breaking any news here. I just think that he can win in both areas. I think he can crack him big time on the feet, and then definitely take him down. Dude, this guy's taken down 9 times by Laton Levy. Levy was getting in on his hips, locking the hands like at will. And I think the entries from McKinney, especially early, obviously, will be way faster than Levy. But even in that Alexander Hernandez fight, like he just got bum rushed, and you never want to see that if you're fighting Terrence McKinney. But we all know this with Terrence McKinney. He has 5 minutes. If he doesn't get it done in 5 minutes, he's probably gonna lose. So you were talking about live betting last fight, and this one, I mean, my God, if the bell rings for that first round to end, you gotta lay it on Breeden. But I think he gets finished before that happens. What do you got?
I'm gonna take Terrence McKinney as well, and I'm getting tired of taking this guy, and he's always letting me down. But I think he ran in. I like his approach in his last fight of being a more patient fighter. I do like that approach for him. I think if he focuses his energy and picking his shots, I think he is even more dangerous fighter. But he just ran into a savage and then Sadikov. But yeah, I like this fight. I think that patient approach for Terrence McKinney, I do like. And I think he could. I'm gonna say this again. Hopefully, I don't get embarrassed for saying this, but I think he could have a very, very successful night against Mike Breeden. And Mike Breeden he just doesn't do it for me. Like, yeah, I've seen a few of his fights, but I'm just nothing really stands out to me, from him. So,
yeah, man, and like if I'm Terrence McKinney, there's no way I take this fight unless I know I'm going to kill this guy. Like, you're risking going on a 3-fight losing streak, dog. Like, we're talking about close to getting cut here soon. So that's kind of crazy. Second weight cut in 3 weeks for him. I'm just like, there's just no way. Like, they don't think they're gonna. Like, they definitely think they're gonna kill this guy. Breeden's 34 years old, super slow grappler and hittable. I mean, come on, man. Like, you had to finish this guy. I think McKinney round 1 is minus 150, which is so funny. The books know, like, they're like, hey, we're not gonna let you make money off this, like, regardless. Like, we need you to pay up this tax. But Zach says Mike definitely a live bet only, and yeah, man, 100%, 1000%. And it'd be funny if Mike actually wins the first round, because then he'd probably be at a worse line. But he probably won't. Obviously, he'll probably get worked in that first round. So yeah, man, this next one is, I feel like a lot of people are on this underdog. We have Marcus McGee and JP Buys, and we were talking like right before the show started about how like some of these lines are just kind of crazy. And I feel like we didn't talk about it like further, but I feel like this is one we can agree. Like, this line makes no sense to me. When I saw it, I was shocked. I was like, whoa, like minus 400 on McGee. Like, I'm picking McGee. Don't get me wrong. I think he will win this fight, but minus 4-1. I'm not sure he should be 4-1 on anyone on the roster. This dude's been fighting pro for what, 4 years now. He's 33 years old with 8 pro fights. Like, whoa, like chill out. Like, he looked good on short notice, but that was at a catch weight, so he did look good against Journey Newsom. So he looked a little bit bigger, I guess, than you would expect him to look. But he will be the more natural bantamweight. Bias is doing that thing in his career, was going up and down, and you never want to see that. He's on a 3-fight losing streak. He's getting worked. And I'm not gonna lie, like, he's getting worked. He gets dropped all the time. I think he's been dropped like 8 times in 3 fights. That Damon Jackson fight was not a good look, even though he did get him out super early in that fight, which is, my style of fighter. I actually would like to bet on guys like him with a grappling heavy style, like the entries are just control time, I guess. But this year, those guys have been getting kind of screwed, I feel like. And I don't know, man. I just can't get to JP Buys here. But if you're like a value guy, if you're someone else like, oh, this line's off, which I was last week, and it cost me, you gotta bet buys or buys by submission. That prop's gonna be crazy. A lot of people are gonna be playing that prop. I feel like because that's how Marcus McGee did lose his one fight. Got his back taken and submitted super early in that fight. So yeah, man, give me McGee to eventually catch him because I just think that chin is kind of turned to dust. But going up a weight class should make him more durable. So it's interesting. Like I am looking at the over 1.5. If I can get plus money on that, I'm just gonna bet it and risk that Buys doesn't get caught super early because I think he's gonna use that grappling heavy game plan and extend this fight. So I'm more looking at the over here 1.5, but I'm going McGee. Not confident though, especially at that line. That line, bro, I don't know what people are doing betting that, parlaying that. So
It's insane.
what you got?
But the wrestling of JP Buys is very, very interesting to me in this fight. Like Jeremy Newsom had some spots if he had the ability to take the back of McGee, he had chances to do that. But he didn't. But JP Buys, that's the thing that's kind of playing with my mind with this one is like I think he's good on the ground enough to if he sees that back open or exposed, he could take it. I think, but I think, oh man, especially JP Buys looked good in his one bantamweight fight against who's this guy? Not his last opponent, but Montel Jackson. I think that's what his name is.
Yeah, Montel. Well, he got dropped like 5 times in that fight.
True, but the grappling in that, yeah, I don't know. That's the one thing that's kind of playing with my mind in this one. Like I can see JP kind of pulling up a Hail Mary, submission here, but I'm going to take the favorite here. No money on this in the spot, of course, but yeah, give me McGee. I like his side stance, the little karate side stance, very light on his feet. I think he is a bit, faster on the feet. I think he's going to touch up Buys. So I'm just hoping that he can defend well enough on the ground if it goes there.
Dude, what's crazy? 2 of his teammates have gotten caught for steroids. O'Malley and Kyler Phillips. So
who's that?
McGee. McGee trained. Yeah, he trains in Arizona with those guys. So this dude might be on the sauce, bro. We'll see though. Yeah, so I agree with you, man. That line's crazy, but yeah, I'll go with McGee here. And so, dude, yeah, this brings me to the next fight, dude. I'll be honest. Before it's Frem versus Pickett. But before I talk about the fight, when I look at the cards, like, oh, okay, who's next week? I look. Sometimes I'm like, yo, how is this person in the UFC still? And Jamie Pickett and Josh Parisian this week were that for me. I'm like, yo, oh my God, they're still in the UFC. That's crazy. And Loki, we'll talk about it later. Chris Dawkins, I thought he got cut too, him and his brother, but whatever. We'll get to that in a second. But he's not as bad as Jamie Pickett, no way. But
no.
Yeah. So again, though, this line kind of doesn't make any sense to me. Frem getting ballooned over -3-1, over a 3-1 favor now, and I feel like no one out there is really backing Frem. I feel like everyone's just fading Pickett. Like Pickett is terrible. He can get pretty much he'll lose every area, the striking and the grappling, definitely the grappling. He's a tall, long guy, but he'll be shorter here. So that's kind of weird to have a longer reach. I expected him to be the bigger fighter in this fight. I actually bet on Frem against Trayshawn Gore, and guillotine, that helicopter guillotine, he almost got killed. Like you never want to bet on a guy that almost dies in the octagon. So
snap his neck off,
bro. I was like, okay, well, I'm never betting on you again. And he ended up getting that upset win his most recent fight against that dude that looks like a rapper, Cedricus.
21 Dumas, bro.
Yeah, Cedricus Dumas, bro. That I heard rumors that he bet against himself and cashed out, which would be awesome. He'd be like favorite fighter if that was true. But as far as the skill set, though, I think that Frem has the power here to finish Pickett. Definitely. Pickett needs to clinch big time. He needs to get this guy in the warning track and put him up against the cage. Because that range, I don't think he's going to win a 50-minute striking fight. I think that Frem has more volume and definitely the more power if he does connect. And striking defense from Pickett is not that good. He loves, I don't know what's up with this guy, but he loves getting nut-shotted. He's gotten nut-shotted on his last 2 out of the last 3 fights. Super weird. But give me Frem. That line's crazy, though. But I do think he should be the favorite.
Yeah, that line's insane. And I can never... I will never probably say I'm going to pick Jamie Pickett ever.
Yeah, right.
Like it just feels wrong to say that. So yeah, I'm going to take Josh Frem. I just think he's a better overall all-around fighter as well. The ground game is interesting in this, but ain't no way Josh Frem is losing. No Jamie Pickett. Ain't no way, bro. If he does, unforgivable.
Yeah, that's insane. You gotta turning your jersey, dog. I gotta hang him up. If Jamie Pickett's beating you in fights in the year 2023, it ain't for you,
Brother,
bro.
you have to tell Dana. You have to tell Dana. Just end my contract right now. I will, go down. I'll find a fight somewhere else.
Oh my god, it'd be so funny. Dude, if Zach's saying right here, we'll put this comment up. If Jamie Pickett wins, it'll be hilarious. I honestly can't even pick. Like usually, I can see a world where I try and make a case for both fighters. But I cannot see a world where Jamie Pickett is getting on the mic talking about how he just won the fight. You know what I mean? Like I just can't
just feel wrong,
see
man.
it.
Just feel dirty. Like
So bad. How is he in the UFC? I'm sure there's better guys out there. Like that's crazy. Yeah, man. So that brings me to the next fight. We're on the main event or main card now, and that last fight was the first fight on the main card. Tefon Njoku versus AJ Dobson. Njoku minus 150, Dobson plus 120. I haven't bet this, but I'm thinking about it, man. I like Tefon in this fight. I get the case for Dobson as a dog. But I just think that this is going to be a 15-minute striking fight. I really don't expect Dobson to use the wrestling here. He does have good wrestling, good takedowns, but he doesn't have the best top control. But it probably won't matter if he does take down Tefon. He probably will be able to control Tefon on the mat. And we've seen Tefon get knocked out 2 fights in a row. So that chin, you got to start wondering how it is. But I feel like even in the Azman Mirzakhanov fight, he was winning. Like, he was looking fine. Like, if you watch that fight, he was looking good the first 2 rounds and then gets caught kind of going forward like an idiot in that 3rd round. And then Olberg kind of just schooled him. Not gonna, like, there's no way of getting around it. Like, Olberg's good. So, like, I'll probably pick him against Dobson too. But Dobson is on an 0-2 run in the UFC. But he's had tough matchups too. Malkoun, very good wrestler, and then Petrosian, very good striker, good overall fighter. Man, it's gonna be a tough fight, but I think that Tefon's gonna throw more and get ahead on the points and just win a decision here. But I do expect Dobson to at one point try at least to utilize the grappling because he'd be kind of dumb not to. But give me Tefon to win the decision or get a late finish here. What do you think?
Bro, this is another one that kind of played with my mind. I'm actually taking the underdog here.
Ooh.
And I just came to this conclusion today of switching my pick. I think how do you say his name? Tefon.
Yeah.
I think he strikes like a very bulky, like all of one, like a middleweight. Like I just think if AJ Dobson decides to show up and just let things flow, I think he can pick his shots and have a good night on the feet. But again, that's the thing with AJ Dobson is his output is just never there for me.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'm really, really like throwing prayers up right now, saying hopefully he comes into this knowing that I don't know. Like Tefon is a very bulky striker. Like he throws like he's a very heavy set dude.
Right.
So I'm really hoping AJ Dobson kind of lets things go, doesn't overthink his striking, and just let his hands talk. So I was on Tefon until today, and I'm just going with AJ Dobson and the underdog. So
hey, gotta go with your gut, dude. Gotta go with your gut.
Yeah, man.
You think decision then?
Yeah, I don't think AJ Dobson. If me picking the winner of AJ Dobson, I don't think he finishes Tefon.
I'll look at that over under right now. Over. Oh wow, over 2.5 rounds. Pretty much even money, minus 105. It looks like they're setting it over 1.5, minus 195. Yeah, 2-1 to go over 1.5. Yeah, it's tough. I don't really see Tefon knocking him out or getting knocked out here by Dobson.
Yeah.
Underdog shot there. Another one.
Yeah.
Up next, though, another women's MMA fight. A pretty good one, in my opinion.
This is fire, bro.
Yeah, this one's a good one. This is like, I know a lot of people like to crap on girl fights, but this is going to be like a scrap. We have Polyana Vienna taking on Yasmin Lucindo. Lucindo minus 190 as a favorite. Polyana Vienna plus 160 underdog. Who you got?
Dude, I'm taking the badass Lucindo. I became a fan of Lucindo. I'm sure everyone did when she fought Yasmin Jauregui.
Bro,
like that fight was so amazing. I really, really enjoyed it. But they're back and forth. But yeah, I think Vienna has beat the people she is supposed to, like knocking out Jenu Fry. Yeah, you're supposed to do that. It was really, really scary, but like, and I know no one really finishes Fry like that, but I think Fry has been handled like a lot of grapplers and not really have good strikers. And then she ran into Polyana Vienna, and she just did that to her. So, but Yeah, I just think Lucindo, bro. I'm just so high on Lucindo striking. She just has this pop to her strikes. I think she mixes things up well. Um, it says Vienna is a BJJ, but I don't see that ground game that much, or I don't think it looks that good on offensive side. Um, I think she kind of, takes the guard and let things happen. But
Mhm.
I think offensively, her getting those submissions, just I think is a bit overrated. So I think I think Lucindo is good enough to stay on the feet or handle her stuff on the ground and piece up Vienna on the feet. So
Nice, dude. So you're going with a young up and comer, 21-year-old here to be the favorite
I
and come out and win. And
and
I
even
agree.
though even though she's 21, I think she's a very very seasoned 21-year-old. So
Dude, that's she's 19 pro fights. She's 21. She's been fighting pro since she was like 14 or 15. I remember
that's
when
insane.
she fought that fight against Yasmin, like doing the research, being like, "What the hell?" Like trying to do the math, be like, What?" She was fighting like at like so crazy experience for her age, crazy talent for her age. And I agree with everything you said. The striking from her, dude, one of those fights with Yasmin where she loses, but like her stock like skyrockets. Like that was one of the fight of the nights in San Diego. That was awesome. Like one of those were like, what? You tune in, and you're like, dude, this is why we watch the prelims
Yeah,
and stuff.
bro.
Like you're like, well, actually, I think they put it on the main card, but where, great fight, right? And then she kind of didn't look that good in her most recent fight against Brogan Walker, and whatever, she got the win. As far as the jiu-jitsu from Polyana Vienna, I do agree with you with she just kind of plays guard more often than just seeking the wrestling, trying to advance position. It's more so people getting on top of her, taking her down and then her catching them. And it's funny
Yeah,
to hear you
yeah.
say that it might be a little bit overrated because, dude, she submitted Emily Whitmire recently and Mallory Martin recently. I mean, I don't want to, talk bad about no one, but my very first day ever in the gym over at Syndicate ever, Emily was there, and she was. I mean,
Oh,
like Roxanne was like Monteferi was there too, and Roxanne was like kind of working her. So that doesn't really shock me that Pollyanna submitted her. Like I don't, like I said, I don't want to talk bad or anyone. But like I was like, yeah,
Emily,
that
don't
just
don't come for my boy Effie, Emily, please.
that she's so nice. Like she's the nicest person ever. She probably wouldn't even remember me. Like, what the fuck. But yeah, so Pollyanna, she does probably have the more power in this fight though. Like she doesn't have the boxing combinations. She doesn't have like the, I guess you could say, skill set, the footwork to really strike here with Yasmin. But if it's one of those things where she does connect one, like I feel like it'd have more damage or significance than Yasmin's like 5 jabs, whatever. But Yasmin's
Gotcha.
probably gonna get 100 points, and then even in her guard, I think that she's gonna stay safe. That fight with Ricci is just a really good wrestler, but that was a pretty close fight. I don't think that Yasmin is as good wrestler as Ricci or grappler really, but I think that she'll be able to stay safe and win a decision here. So I will agree with you. I'm going with the favorite Yasmin to win a decision.
Yes, sir.
Up next is
Oh man.
this one's a good one too. This one's a good one too, especially if you're a gambler. Khalil Roundtree, light heavyweight fight taking on Chris Dawkins. Roundtree, money's coming in on Dawkins. So on my screen it says 205, but I know he's around minus 180 now. A bunch of money coming in on Dawkins. Dawkins from plus 170 to around plus 155. I'm going with Khalil, dude. I'm super biased. Going with Khalil Roundtree to win this fight. I understand the money coming in on Dawkins because, dude, I was getting close to 5-unit max betting Khalil here when he was minus 200. And so I didn't do that, and I'm happy I didn't. But, man, Chris Dawkins is he's just like he's not a specialist anywhere. He's not like a really good distinguished fighter anywhere, but he does have the jiu-jitsu and probably wrestling to get Khalil down, which that's why I stayed off because I can see a 50-50 fight and then Chris clinches up and just either does something really, really boring, wins control time, or does get Khalil down and then definitely wins the round without getting knocked out because he's been getting knocked out, 3 times in a row, but all by heavyweights, all by guys that absolutely crack, Ngannou, Blades, Rosenstrick. Like these dudes can blast. Like, Khalil's not that. Khalil's a really good dangerous striker. He probably has the speed over those guys, but he doesn't have that one touch, you can say. More of a cumulative guy. Very good Muay Thai. And like I said, I'm biased. I've seen this dude at concerts before. Him and my brother are like friends.
Really?
Yeah, dude. He goes to hardcore shows like hardcore rock, like heavy metal shit, like And I used to go
Okay.
with my brother, and I would see him in the pit, like legit mosh pits, dude. Like he's throwing head kicks, right, and like spinning head kicks and shit. And I remember one time I was watching. I said this on my show this week. I remember watching like fights, and my brother walks through my room, like our living room, And he stopped. He was like, "What the hell? Like, you know who that is? That's Khalil. Like, is that Khalil?" I was like, "What?" And he goes, "Is that Khalil?" I was like, "Yeah, Khalil Rachi's fighting right now." He goes, "Bro, that's the homie from the concerts, the guy that's always in the mosh pit." I was like, "The black dude, the giant black dude." I was like, "What? That's Khalil?" And I didn't know. I was like, "Dang, dude, he's in UFC. Yeah, that's him." And
That's terrifying.
yeah,
That's terrifying thinking about him in a mosh pit, just throwing bows,
yeah,
enjoying music, accidentally just elbowing you in the face.
dude. When he went on Rogan, he talked about how he used to be chubby and shit. And my brother knew that. I was like, "What the fuck? I didn't know that. Why'd you tell me that? That's crazy." He was like, "Yeah, Khalil got in shape. You got yoked." And dude, this guy is. And that's another thing I mentioned. I've seen this dude, and I don't know how he makes weight. So he might miss weight. You know, I'll never be shocked if this dude misses weight. I kind of called Michelle Pereira. I seen that dude in the gym, bro. He ain't no way he's making weight. Like this dude is enormous, dude. And there's no way he's 30. Like that fool was definitely lying about his age, like Pereira. But yeah, anyway, I've got Khalil. I think he wins by knockout. Second round. So who you got?
That's the thing, man. Like, yeah, I'm taking Khalil,
Yes.
but it's the thing. This is the thing though with him is, are we gonna get the Khalil that fought Carl Robeson, or are we gonna get the one who showed up against Pragnell? Like, that's the thing with this fighter, and it's very, very frustrating. I've never betted on Khalil, and I probably won't start, but he's just a very, very frustrating fighter to watch because he can show up and look like a fringe top 15, 14, 13 in the division. And then sometimes he just looks like the worst 205er in the division. So, um, but yeah, I don't know about like, I'm not hating on Dawkis's chin. Like, I think him moving down, I think he could, maybe take a punch or two from Roundtree. But yeah, I mean, yeah, this guy ran into Derek Lewis and like all the heavy hitters at a heavyweight. Of course, he's going to get knocked out.
Right.
So I think I wonder what the over is on this fight because it's played with my mind.
Over set at 1.5, minus 200 to go under 1.5 rounds. Over plus 150.
Oh, you know what? I might have to sprinkle some on that over. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Yeah, I
I
might have
like
to
it
sprinkle some on that over.
because Khalil really doesn't really fight like that. He doesn't really like crush guys like how Dawkins is getting caught.
Yeah,
And
that's
you
what he
would
said.
think like I love, and that's another angle I like, which would go against me liking to bet Khalil here. An angle I like is like a fighter who's not completely over the hill, someone like McKinney, that's desperate for a win. Like they need to win. Like forget being exciting, forget like trying to get a bonus. Like they need to win this fight. That's Dawkins to me. So for the over, I can see the clinch. I can see the make this boring, get away from me. Like I need to win this fight. There was another person on the card earlier against Bulgarian too. I think that can go over too. But or no, Bias. I think Bias can go over because he doesn't want to get knocked out. His chin's been like tested every single fight.
And JP Buys is kind of more durable at
Yes.
135 than he is at flyweight. So I
If he
like
would,
that over too.
if he was getting hit by those shots by Jackson, the weight class below, he'd be out. But he wasn't. He was getting. I mean, obviously he was getting cracked still, but he was getting up. He wasn't like out cold like he was before.
Yeah.
Like Durden sleeping him like that. That shouldn't happen. Like that. I feel like that's just because the weight cut. Like that's not a good weight class. But this fight though, how you were saying, like Khalil isn't Derek Lewis, bro. He's not. Rosenstrick. He doesn't really fight like that. And he probably should have lost his last fight against Jacoby. He could be low output at times, and he could be out wrestled. So, like, if I'm gonna go big, which I'm glad I didn't, I really want there to be no path. Like, I've only gone 5 units one time this year, and it was against Barbarina. Who was the dude that beat him? Some guy, some Russian dude. Oh, I forget the name. Whatever. I faded Barbarina because Barbarina couldn't wrestle. He's going up a weight class, and he's super like doughy and fat, has a belly. And so I faded him. And then in this fight, even though Dawkins is coming down on a 3-fight losing streak, getting finished every time, he actually does have some pass. So I had to stay away.
Yeah, bro. Khalil doesn't have that knockout power, and he's a very, very methodical kick striker, Muay Thai fighter. So I think there could be, point or times in this fight where it is against the cage, and Dawkins is, fighting in the clinch, trying to get the takedowns. So I definitely see this going over 1.5, and I'm going to put some money on there.
Nice. I like it. All right, so now it's time for the co-main event, dude. This is gonna be tough. I feel like this sucks to see sometimes. It's like that meme of the people walking that guy out into the Sunrise, whatever. We
Oh
have
man.
Cub Swanson taking on Hakeem Duadu in the featherweight division. And Hakeem minus 250, 2.5 favorite to 1 over Cub Swanson plus 200, 2-1 underdog. I'll let you start this one, man. What you got for us?
I'll tell you what, Hakeem has been underwhelming to me. I feel like he starts his fights off good, and then as the fights go on later, this man's drop off is insane. Very very frustrating fighter to watch because I think he has all the skill set to finish fights, make exciting things happen in the octagon. But again, he just I don't know. There's this dip in his performance in all of his fights. Um, and that's the thing that kind of worries me in this fight. I know Cub is 39 years old, but Cub has some really really crazy wins and knockouts versus Darren Elkins and Pineda, which is really really wild. I know those were a few years ago, but still, um, yeah, bro. I am taking Hakeem, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's a very interesting fight. I don't think it's an easy fight like everyone think it is going to be.
Right, because I feel like everyone's like, "Oh, Cub's gonna die. Like Cub's dead. Like Cub's gonna
Absolutely.
get mollywopped in this fight, and he's
Nah,
opening a shut case."
I
That's
don't
the
think it's going to be like that.
right. That's the energy that I'm getting from a lot of people this week. But it's just the leg kicks. I feel like, well, first of all, I don't know. Me and you could talk about this. Like, I don't know why he went down. Like, Cub should not have gone down last fight. Like, he went down to bantamweight. He's a 145er. He's old. Like, that's the opposite. You want to go up. Like, you don't want to come more weight, dude. You're getting old. And
Yeah,
so that was
You ain't Jose Aldo,
yeah.
bro.
So
Calm down,
he
bro.
ruined it for everybody, bro. Jose, he actually did the sport a disservice by having success late in his career going down. Like, what? Like now everyone thinks they could do it. Like you said, you ain't Jose, bro. Like you're gonna get worked against a guy who has some of the best leg kicks in the entire UFC. Martinez chopped him up bad, and I just feel
Oh,
like you can't be Hakeem's team. Watch that fight and then not be like, all right, well, we're gonna go right to his legs. The first strike we're gonna throw in that fight has to be a leg kick to that lead leg. Like it has to be because he has good leg kicks in his own right. Like it's not like he's out of nowhere just going to try to use something that he's not good at. He has good leg kicks. He's a very good Muay Thai striker as well. But like you said, he doesn't really have like finishing power like that. So it does probably tend to go to a decision against the guy whose output kind of dwindles as the fight goes, and someone who's super durable, even though he's 39 years old. In Swanson, I just feel like him getting work like that definitely had to do with him going down a weight class. So late in his career, but he's going to be 40 in like a couple months. So I can never pick him or like bet him in this spot. I will pick Hakeem. And if I were to bet Hodwadu, I would need money to come in on Swanson and give me a little bit better of a line. Minus 250, that's just too much, you know. I don't really see myself betting that, parlaying that. But I do think he wins this fight. He's had, 6 UFC wins, 5 decisions. Hakeem doesn't really catch guys like that. But I do like him, man. He reminds me of Lerone Murphy. Just very fast if the strikes. Like if you were to watch him crack pads, you'd be like, dude, this guy should be champ. Like, what's going on? He's pretty exciting. So, but more of a decision guy, and he could definitely get low output and get held up in the clinch. And if you're tired in there against someone like Cub Swanson, Cub's smart enough to grapple you. So, especially when your striking is going to be dangerous and going to be the area where he's at most likely to get caught. So, going to be a close fight. Also, looking at this over, 1.5, maybe fight starts round 3. Take a look at that. Just really hope that Cubs' chin can hold up, and just kind of root for him to not die. Well, I got Hakeem, man. I got Hakeem decision. I think that's plus money too, plus 200. I think.
Ooh,
Let me check right now. I've seen one of my guys tweet about it. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, Duwado wins by decision plus 200.
oh, that's calling my name, bro.
I feel like that's his path, right? Like unless you think he's
calling
gonna
my
finish
name,
him, right? Like plus 200. That's crazy. Like he doesn't really
that's the
finish
thing.
guys like that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I think people are just looking at the age of Cub and like, oh, Martinez did this and that. True, but I think people are sleeping on Cub's durability a bit, and I just don't think this is going to be a landslide of a performance for Hakeem. So I like the decision, bro, by Hakeem, bro.
Yeah, plus 200. I feel like that will end up with a half unit on that. Hopefully it stays, man. My book hasn't dropped them. You know, me and you are both in Vegas. They take forever to drop these props, bro. Like Thursday.
Yeah, I know, bro.
Like,
I'm over here looking over for like some new sports books because I see people betting early and pushing lines on stuff. I'm like, damn, I need to get on that.
Yeah, dude. So there's been times where like a line is so good, I'll text my buddies like that are in different states, like, yo, I need you to bet this for me. Like, this is not gonna last. Like, this over under is gonna be toast here in a couple minutes. But yeah, me and the struggle in Vegas is actually real. Like, you wouldn't think it's hard to bet out here, but even live betting, bro, it's so frustrating watching fights and like they show the live odds, and I'm like, oh my god, like what the hell are these books thinking? Like, this is the crazy like line. Like, what are you guys talking about? It's 1-1 going into 3. This guy's minus 500. Definitely live with the other dude. Like, what the hell?
I feel like it's always been this year for me, like looking at live odds during the fights, how they show it on display, and I'm like, whoa, okay, that's just not that's not right.
Dude, last week it had to be a typo. There is no way this could be true. I'll pull up the tape after we were done to make sure. But I was watching with some buddies, the card. It was like 3 or 4 of us, and the Bahamundez fight was happening. We all had money on Bahamundez, like one way or another, parlay or whatever. And they put up the live odds in round 3, and Bahamundez was like minus 210, and Klein was like plus like whatever, like plus 25. And they're all like, yo, that's good. That's good. And I was telling them, like, no, that has to be a typo. That has to be a typo.
Wow.
What the hell? Like, he's clearly down 2 rounds to 0. Like, he's losing this one too. So yeah, if that were the case, if sometimes they do mess up lines, then yeah, you gotta make them pay. But me and you, we're struggling out here. Dude, we need live betting. We need to write to like William Hill or someone, or I don't know who, MGM,
I know, right?
Station Casinos. Like, get us live betting on MMA. You do it for every other sport. Like, what the hell? Well, with that though, it's time for our main event, dog. A good one. Super happy for this one. Kind of sucks, in the Apex, but Vicente Luque taking on Rafael dos Anjos. Luque plus 100, RDA minus 110, minus 120, some books. Yeah, so my only bet, I'll start off here. My only bet of the cards so far is 2 units on Luque plus 100.
There you go, my guy. There you go.
Yes. Okay, good. I'm happy to hear that. I just think he's gonna get him. I really think he's gonna catch him. And listen, bro, everyone and their fucking mom's talking about, his brain, his fucking bleed. Bro, I don't care. I don't care. Like, I'm a risk taker. I take risks, bro. Like, yes, like it would be cutting weight. What are you talking about? Like, you have to kill yourself to make weight. Like, that's literally killing yourself. They wouldn't let him do that if you can't freaking fight. But no, I'm joking. It is serious. Like, and I do hope he's all right and everything. Like, that is crazy. Like, when I heard that, I was like, oh god. I may or may have not already bet 2 units after I heard that, but it's just whatever, dude. Because like, bro, it's a fight. Like, dude, if you're gonna ask me, would I rather have my guy not have a brain hemorrhage before betting him? Then yeah, I would say yeah. But the skill set wise, dude, I don't think RDA is gonna be able to out grapple him. So like, I feel like everyone just is assuming Bilal Muhammad 2.0 is gonna happen in this fight, because the wrestling from RDA, the top control from RDA. But bro, he's not a welterweight. He is a 155er that fights at 170. And who is he really beating at 170? Like, I don't know, man. I'm not sold on, like, and don't get me wrong, like, he's a great fighter. Like, he's a Hall of Fame guy. Like, nothing but respect. But like, I just think 25 minutes is too long for Luque to not catch this guy. Like, I don't think that he's gonna be getting taken down. And even if he does, in the Bilal Muhammad fight, he got up. Like, he was controlled maybe for a 1 minute, not getting damaged on, not getting passed. He was getting up. So that was really good. And Bilal's way bigger than RDA. And he outstruck Bilal in that fight too. So give me Vicente Luque, sprawl and brawl. Not worried about the brain, injury. What you got, bro?
Yeah, people think it's over here, like it's 2017 over here at RDA fighting Luque this weekend.
Let's go.
Like, get out of here, guys. Yeah, I think Luque is just going to be way too big in this fight for RDA to manhandle on the ground in these positions. Especially Luque on the feet. I just think, again, I think Luque striking is going to be giving this man RDA some problems on the feet. Again, I just don't see it any way. Like, of course, there is a way, but RDA wrestling Luque ground and pound for 25 minutes, I don't see that because of what I saw from Luque against Bilal, him being able to get up to his feet, work his way up to his feet many times in that fight. Over a dog like Bilal, I just don't see it, man. I don't see a pathway of RDA winning this fight. I'll be surprised if RDA wins this fight. Yeah, man. I think it's Luque with the win.
Dude, I'm happy to hear that because, like I said, there's going to be 2 fights where I was like, dude, I really hope Aries agrees with me on this card. And it was Khalil and this one. So, yeah, man.
As soon as these lines dropped and I looked it up, I saw Luque as an underdog, I immediately jumped on it. I was like, "There's no way, man!" Like,
Yeah, he's never been an underdog. Did you know he's never been an underdog in the UFC ever?
that's pretty crazy. I did not know that.
Yeah, and dude, he's knocked out Thiago Santos pre-UFC, which is crazy. I mean, if I'm gonna if I'm gonna play devil's advocate, Luque's striking defense is a little suspect. Like he just keeps his head right there. Like he just goes forward straight on the center line. He doesn't care. Like he does not care, but he can crack on his way back. Good defensive jiu-jitsu, good dar sequence, good front chokes. And he's wrestling with guys like, as far as him getting out grappled by RDA, he's wrestling with guys in camp like Kamaru Usman, Michael Chandler, Gilbert Burns. Like he has good training partners. It's not like he's just showing up from Brazil. Like he has a good camp. And like you say, man, they wouldn't let this dude take a fight if that injury was that serious.
That's
And
what I'm saying.
like RDA is 38 years old, and he has said like he's not trying to win a belt. He's like just trying to have exciting fights and stuff. And I mean, come on, like that's not what we want to hear. So yeah, man, I'm fading RDA here. I'm going with Luque 2 units plus 100, 2 units to win 2.
Nice.
Let's go.
Yeah, brother. I don't know what else to say about this, but give me Luque, man. 1 year off. I think he comes back. I'm hoping his defense on the stand up on the feet is a little bit improved. But again, I don't think RDA has the power at his age to scare or, rock him that bad. So I think Luque got this in the bag.
Nice, dude. Dang, we did a pretty good time, man. The whole card, like a little bit under an hour. And you got
That's pretty wild, bro.
Yeah, you got your Vikings coming up here soon too. So you'll be able to watch them, bro.
Season, baby.
Let's go, man. But thanks for coming on. Anything you want to say? Any like fights that you're looking forward to, big time, or really you can shout yourself out? Where can we find you and look at your stuff?
I'm kind of revamping, getting ready to get going on my second YouTube channel that I am going to like talk about more fights, podcasts in general. So be on the lookout for that. So yeah, nothing's official about that second YouTube channel, but I'll let you guys know. Hopefully I can get on and talk about with another card with Effie and announce that. But I got one. I got Aljo dismantling O'Malley in Boston, baby.
Hey, we can talk about that real quick, dude. I think he smokes O'Malley. I don't think it's gonna be close. I don't think it's gonna be close. I honestly, I'm not want to go this far, but the Sandhagen fight. Hey, you might want to watch that. O'Malley fanboys out there, you might want to watch that fight before you start talking crazy about Sean O'Malley in his first 5-round UFC fight against the champ. I just think he's getting disrespected big time. Aljo is, even though he's a favorite.
Absolutely. And I think it's like a thing now for people to discredit his wins when he looks good. I know there's a bit of, events that happen in the octagon when he wins these fights since he's been a title holder. But the way he made Henry look, I'm pretty big on Henry inside the octagon. I don't know about those antics outside of the octagon, but I think Henry's pretty nice in the octagon. But for Aljo to do that to Henry, I was pretty shocked. I was pretty impressed. I'm not going to lie. And people talk about O'Malley's ground game. I think that it's like this mythical creature. So I'm really hoping it's on display when Aljo's beating his ass on the ground for 15 minutes. So I want to see it, man.
Dude, it's so funny. I'm having people, Sean's gonna finish him. He's gonna knock him out. I'm like, oh, really? Aljo's gonna get finished for the second time in 17 UFC fights. You think that's gonna happen? 16 UFC fights, been finished one time. O'Malley's never fought a 5-round fight ever in the UFC. This dude's gonna have his 6th one in a row. Come on, dude, I think he takes it. Oh, real quick, we have a little bit of like insider info, a little bit. Like you see him in camp with Shapiro. Our homie Shane. Aljo looks huge, bro. Like we know Shane. Our homie is like 175 or 170. Like he's a bigger guy. And Aljo's looking just like him. Like they look exactly the same. I'm like, bro, how does this dude make weight? This dude is a tank. Aljo's huge, bro. When I saw those pictures, or when them grappling and stuff, I was like, bro, how the hell does this fool make weight, dog? Like Shane's fighting like recently, or soon, I should say, like in September. And he's fighting at 155. Aljo's 135. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, it's insane, bro. And I think Aljo makes easy work of O'Malley. And then we see the title, featherweight versus bantamweight title holders make a clash early, probably first card of the new year next year. Volkanovski versus Sterling.
Yeah, man, I'm down for that. I'm actually super down for that. Marab needs to heal up and hurry up and fight for that belt because it's kind of ridiculous that he's just not fighting for the belt. You know what I mean? And then Sandhagen got hurt, so that kind of really throws a curveball into the thing. So did Umar. So Umar and Corey getting hurt at the same time. It's kind of crazy. You got Merab's hurt as well. Yeah, and if Aljo wins, he's pretty much, done it all. There's no way he's gonna fight Sandhagen again or Umar. So and Merab in that co-main though, Weili or Lemos, who you got? Real quick.
I got Weili, bro. I got Ann Still.
Yeah, I think she's that
Lemos,
dude.
Lemos is nice, but there's just so much velocity in Weili striking, and she's just so explosive on the ground. And I think she has gotten better on the ground as well as her time in the UFC. And I just don't see her losing anytime soon. I'm gonna be honest in that division.
Do you think Cody Garbrandt gets upset by Mario Batista, even though Batista's a favorite?
Is Mario the favorite?
I'm pretty sure he's a favorite. Yeah, dude.
Oh shoot! I haven't picked Garbrandt to win a fight in
his nom.
some time. I'm not gonna lie to you.
yeah. I seen him at the fights recently. I went to Tough Enough, and he was there with this girl. He was drinking and she was getting lit. I was like, oh hell no! I'm betting on you. I'm picking you. Hell no! Fucking getting drunk as a skunk out here.
I'm glad Mario Batista's getting some respect on his name though. That's good. He's a pretty tough dude. That's not gonna be an easy fight for Cody.
I agree. Like he's quick, dog, and he can crack.
Yeah, bro.
He has some suspect tattoos. But real quick, short notice: Ian Gary, Neil Magny. Who you got?
Give me
that was tough.
Give me Connor's wannabe 2.0. Give me Ian Gary.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Magny's going to do what he does. Try to push the pace on the push forward, get him against the cage, wrestle him to the ground. I actually think Gary is coming along, and I like how Gary's kind of traveling to these different training camps and growing and developing his skills. I don't know. I'm not going to say big, but I'm a fan of Ian Gary in his game. So even though he needs to stop getting rocked every fight, it's scaring me, bro.
What kind of slept, dude? That was kind of crazy,
oh.
Right? Like it's so funny because I feel like a lot of guys want him to lose. Like people just kind of don't like him, I guess. Like whatever. But I agree with you. He actually is kind of growing on me a little bit more as like he's in the UFC longer. Like seeing him with Chris Curtis when Chris got injured in that video, that was tight. Like I was like, yo, I shot to Ian. He seems very smart, like very cerebral. Like he's not kind of an idiot. Whereas other these, like you can tell like the gimmick with some guys, he seems like he's just kind of himself.
I will say though, his little gimmicks or whatever versus D-Rod, watching him make weight and like I don't know, just those vlogs that he was making versus the D-Rod, a little bit cringy, but I'm all about the skill inside the octagon. So
yeah, I agree because when he had that whose DUI shirt did he wear?
I think
Jeff Neal. Neal, yeah. I was like, I hope Jeff Neal sleeps this dude. Like when I saw that, I was like, yo, fuck this guy. Like, what the hell?
That's the same thing.
Yeah, but I do respect his skill, and it is cool to see him like evolve and the gun get better and stuff. So
now, bro. Now, if this was Jeff Neal versus Ian Gary, I might be leaning a different way. I'm not gonna lie to you because that boy got hands of steel. I'm telling you,
hands of steel, Neal.
Jeff
Neal
is.
It was kind of crazy watching tape for Luque. Those uppercuts that Neal was throwing, dog, like it was crazy. He was just like boom, boom. Like I was like, yo, I've never seen some dude get like work like that. Was fucking nuts.
It's like those toy robots that we had back in the day, like the red and blue robots. It's just like
right through his guard. Like, oh Jesus, dude.
Bro.
And then I was like, you know what? I should bet Luque. Hell yeah. But for sure, we'll wrap it up, man. Thanks for coming on, man. Really appreciate you. We'll link all his stuff on the comments. Definitely. I'll tag him and stuff. Make sure you guys follow him on Twitter. Like he said, that second YouTube is going to be a banger. Aries is on fire, man. Make sure you listen to his picks. Follow him on Instagram because he'll be posting them before the card starts. And 22-1 last 3 cards?
Yeah, 22-1 on my last 2 cards on my picks and making some nice money in the last 2 weeks. So Keep It a Buck podcast on Instagram and a Buck podcast on Twitter. So guys.
Let's go. See you guys next week for the next UFC card. Aljo's gonna work O'Malley. Heard it here first.
Bro, can I come on and let's talk shit on that card or what?
Yeah, you want to do next week? We can do next week.
Yes,
100%.
I'm here for it, boy.
All right. Dang, we kind of spoiled our picks. All right, let's go. I'll make the schedule or we'll link up. But all right, let's do it.
Sir.
Peace.
All right, y'all.
Later.